Hello, I'm Tina Duckett, your host for Spotlight on Education, and this show is designed to bring you news about the Troup County School System. So stay tuned and get ready to learn more about our schools. Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, I'm Tina Duckett, your host for Spotlight on Education, and I'm Public Relations Director for the Troup County School System. With me today is Miss Sandy Melton, and Sandy serves as our Education Energy Specialist, and we are so glad to have her with us today. And October is a really busy month. It is National Energy Awareness Month, but in addition to that, it is Fire Prevention Week, Red Ribbon Week, Character Counts Week, National School Lunch Week, Bus Safety Week, and the list goes on. All of these different recognitions take place in the month of October. But we are here today to focus on, again, National Energy Awareness Month. And Miss Sandy Melton is the Troup County School System resident expert, and she will talk to us today about energy conservation. Sandy, thank you for joining us here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, before we begin, I'd like for the audience to get to know you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with the Troup County School System?
8 years.
Wow, okay.
And it's gone by quickly.
It doesn't take long. So tell us, in what capacity did you start with the school system and where?
Okay, very good. I started off in a support role at Callaway High School, and from there I went to Ethelkite Magnet School. After that, I was transferred over to transportation, and that is where I saw the posting for the Energy Education Specialist position.
Okay, all right. So it seems like you've had your place in the field, if you will, with the schools, and then you went over to operations, which is under the transportation department.
Correct.
So you've had an opportunity to learn at different and various levels. Tell us how did you become involved in the energy conservation program?
That is a very good question. I am the youngest in a very large family, and we were taught energy conservation, the importance of keeping doors closed, and our air seemed like it was always a little bit higher than my friends at their house. And my parents were just very conservative and aware of the energy dollars, even then, before so much spotlight was put on energy conservation. And so when the posting came out, it definitely sparked my interest.
Okay. What drew you into the program? Just the conservation piece of it, or?
That's a good question. The conservation piece is very important to me, dear to my heart, but also the opportunity to be a part of something so much bigger than myself, an opportunity to help others to reduce their carbon imprint, to basically save the world, if you will, but I say that loosely, but also seriously, because we do need to conserve energy, and we do need to consider what we're doing to our children and our children's children. And we can make the world a better place by conserving energy.
And when did the program begin?
In the middle of 2010, summer of 2010.
Okay. And as the energy education specialist, I think I said it the other way earlier.
That's okay.
The energy education specialist.
Yes.
What are some of your roles and responsibilities?
I go out into the buildings. We have 20 plus facilities, and I systematically go into those buildings during occupied hours, while students are there, while faculty is working, and then also during unoccupied, in the evenings, during holidays, on the weekends. And I look for energy that is being used that maybe could not be used or be used more conservatively. I also keep up with the bills, and I track our usage at each facility. And we have a computer program that's called Energy Cap that is just phenomenal, and it does track our energy usage for each meter within our school system.
It sounds like you're conducting somewhat, if you will, of an audit.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
What goes into an audit?
Oh my goodness, lots of things. Mainly, the biggest thing is our HVAC. I want to look at that, make sure that our settings are proper for daytime, for occupied, and then also for nighttime, our unoccupied. Not just HVAC, but also our refrigerators, our freezers in the kitchen. There is a hot water booster heater that's used for washing the dishes and making sure that they're sterilized. And I'm happy to report that our kitchen staff does a phenomenal job of managing the kitchens. Actually, everybody does. So there's the electricity side, there's the water usage, looking for water leaks in sinks, showers, in our coaches' locker rooms, those sort of things, drinking fountains even. So there's a lot of things that I'm looking for, and the company that we've partnered with just provides a phenomenal training track for each energy education specialist to run on. And so that's what I'm doing, is I'm following what they have taught me to look for in different areas.
And what is the name of that company?
It is Energy Education Incorporated. They're based in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and you mentioned something about training. Can you tell us what type of training is required to perform those different functions you just mentioned?
Okay. It is a systematic training where a consultant will come in and work with me side by side and walk through each building with me at different times, and he actually is showing me what specifically to look for and training my ear even. One of the first things I was told is I would come into a building that was unoccupied and I would know immediately if there was a water fountain running or if there was cooling running. I would know, and I thought, yeah, right. But I have learned. He was right. I have definitely learned to listen out for those things. But back to your question. The training is extensive, and I have learned more about energy conservation than I ever thought I would, and I absolutely love it. I don't know, does that answer your question?
That does. Are the trainings held in the county, or do you have to travel out for those?
Yes, very good. I meant to mention that. Thank you. There are conferences, national conferences, that are held 3 times a year, so mostly they come here. It's a different consultant. It's not just one person, it's several different. And then also we have the training. There's also a website that's interactive. I've got cell phone numbers for I don't know how many people. There's always somebody that I can call when I've got a question, whether I'm in the middle of a building or in the middle of my office or driving down the road. There's a number of people that I can call for resources when I need help or need guidance on a certain circumstance that I may encounter.
And your training also entails that you go into the nooks and crannies of the schools too, the places that people probably don't necessarily frequent, but just to make sure that energy isn't escaping as well. Wouldn't that be true?
That is very true.
Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Well, tell us about energy education and the partnership with the school system. I know that sometimes that there are questions about the consultant and our commitment and their deliverables with the school system. Talk to us about that, the partnership.
One of the things that I like the very best about Energy Education Incorporated is that they have a proven track record. They're very successful, and they pass everything that they've learned on to the different people that they partner with, and it's been to our benefit for Troup County Schools, because we have saved more than $1.7 million.
Wow.
Yes, it has been phenomenal. And to that I say thank you to all the teachers, to the faculty, to staff members, because it's not me saving that money. I want to be clear on that. This is kudos to everybody in the school system, because they're doing their part, and that's why we are realizing these significant numbers and this great savings that we, as everybody knows, we desperately need that money. What I want to point out is that they guarantee our savings. So if we were not saving more than what we're paying for our energy program, we would not pay anything at all. That's how confident they are that they can help us conserve our energy dollars.
That's a good deal. You can't find that anywhere.
No, it's definitely been a win-win for us, and it is for anybody, but it certainly has been at Troup County Schools.
Okay, good. And so I know that your job, as you mentioned earlier, requires that you audit, you visit different schools, you visit different departments and facilities. And so what areas do you see that people are most challenged in conserving energy?
Oh my goodness. I think this is true for all of us as humans. Change does not always come easily, and remembering to turn it off or shut it down or close that door. But in doing those simple, everyday, just changing those habits, that's how we've seen such significant savings of over $1.7 million.
Okay, so how do you handle the challenges when you're passing through and you see that, over the holidays, you give us a checklist. Typically, you provide a checklist.
Yes. As Benjamin Franklin says, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yes.
So
yes.
whenever we're having a hard shutdown, which I'm referring to a holiday shutdown, I do send out a checklist so everybody is aware of the expectation. It's a whole lot easier to hit the mark if you know what the expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes out several days before the actual shutdown. And then I'll go through, and there's other staff that comes with me because that's a lot of buildings to try to get through in a short period of time. And we will go through and just check the rooms, check the classrooms, check the offices, kitchens, gymnasiums, media centers, all these areas, locker rooms, field houses, they all get checked. And I will show you what I leave for them.
Okay.
People mostly receive a green, which is good because this means thank you for conserving energy, that they've done their job, and this is a nice way to say thank you. And I have found that people even collect these and tape them on their wall. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately every now and then, not very often, I have to give out an oops note. And this just shows, hey, you accidentally left this on or that on. It's just a nice friendly way to say, hey, here's a little reminder for you. And I'm really encouraged because I get positive feedback. People thank me and appreciate that I've let them know, hey, by the way, your monitor got left on, but I turned it off for you.
And that's important because those little details add up in the end to result in those big savings.
Exactly.
So we're happy about that.
Yes.
Now you mentioned earlier about software, and I think you said Energy Cap.
Yes, that's exactly right. Energy Cap is the software program that I use to help track our energy use. And I go in each month and I plug in all the bills, the kilowatt hours, the gallons of water used for sewer or water, and then also gas. And what it does is it will show, it'll actually give me a flag if the usage does not meet the trend for that account. And it's a great way to discover, hey, we have a water leak. There was one not so long ago where we had a water leak, and had it not shown up in our Energy Cap information, we wouldn't have been aware of it because it was underground.
Wow.
And totally undetectable. And thankfully we have awesome staff, and they did go out and work tirelessly until they found it, because the data does not lie, and so we knew it was there. We knew it was there, but it was not available to the eye on the surface. They had to dig down and find it.
And does the company we're partnered with train you in this? Or
They do. They absolutely do. I know what to look for, and when you know what to look for, you just see it, just like that. It's amazing how quick I can walk into a room and I know immediately what's going that shouldn't be, or and on the flip side, what's done right. Hey, this is great, the thermostat's set properly, everything's turned off. There's just little things that you can do that obviously they add up to great big numbers.
And Energy Education Incorporated recently awarded our school system, gave us a recognition. Can you tell us
they did.
What was that about?
That was quite an honor, and that was because we have saved so much energy and so many energy dollars, and so we were given an Energy Conservation Award. Yes, and I'm very proud of that, and we will get more and more, I'm sure.
Good. Okay, so we hear that setting your thermostat at a certain temperature really makes a difference in the summer, and it really makes a difference in the winter. Can you talk about that? Because is that true?
Yes, it's very true. It is very true. Our set points for the school system during our occupied hours, our cool setting is at 74, and then we push it up to 85. Why cool a space that's not being occupied? And then our teachers come in prior to our students, so when they come in the morning, they're able to set it back to 74, and then by the time the students arrive, we have comfortable room temperature. And then during our heating season, our temperature is set between 68 and 70, and then our setback is at 55, and it does make a big difference. And the whole goal of the energy program, to be clear, we don't want to compromise the learning and the training environment. We want to keep it comfortable for our teachers as well as our students. And that's why we have a little bit of a spread there. We want everybody to be comfortable and have some say in where their temperature is.
And again, you mentioned an amount of savings. Can you share that again?
$1.7 million.
We like those numbers.
Yes, we do. It's actually greater than that, and I'm happy to say that with each day, those savings numbers grow higher and higher because everybody's doing their part.
Now, before we conclude, what tips or advice can you offer to our viewers for their own saving purposes?
Okay, very good. I would like to point out that it's the small things that you do over time that makes a big difference. Little things do go a long way, whether it's an act of kindness or, as we're talking about right now, conserving energy. So I would say be sure to keep your doors closed. When we're heating up the house, we're going into winter now, we're going to be cooling down outside, so we want to keep those doors closed and not let that heat out. We also want to set the temperature at a place that's reasonable. 68 to 70 is very reasonable. Now you might need to run around in a sweatshirt instead of a tank top, but that's okay. It doesn't cost any money to put on that sweatshirt. Another thing is, if it's on and it doesn't need to be on, turn it off. If you have a rechargeable battery that you just keep plugged in, go ahead and unplug it when you're finished. Unplug your cell phone, not only from the phone to the cord, but also the cord to the wall, because that'll save. If you have blenders and toasters that you leave sitting out and plugged in at all times, you might be surprised at how much you can save by unplugging those small appliances even.
Well, Sandy, we appreciate you joining us today and sharing such important and vital information about the conservation of energy, as well as educating our audience on Troup County School System's Education Conservation Program.
Absolutely.
So we are so glad you're here.
My pleasure.
And stay tuned. We'll have more information right here on Spotlight on Education. And we're back here at Spotlight on Education. I'm your host, Tina Duckett, and we were speaking with Miss Sandy Melton, who is the Energy Education Specialist for the Troup County School System. And Sandy, you were going to share some information about a website that people could visit if they wanted to learn more about conserving energy.
Yes, this is a phenomenal opportunity, and I would just like to make the point that this is free, and that's always, it's my favorite word. But this is an awesome opportunity. If you would like to track your own energy usage and your own energy savings at home, I want to direct you to this website. It's called www.energycap.com/products/GreenQuest. The reason why you're able to get on this program and use it is because with Troup County Schools, because we use Energy Cap, they have made this available to everyone who is within our Troup County School System.
Okay, within our community.
Yes, within our community.
So businesses can use it as well, small business?
Small businesses,
okay.
And then also homes, and a private home, and then a small business can get on. And what it will do is it will track 3 different meters. It's going to track electric, water, and fuel.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. So our viewers can learn more about saving and tracking their own energy usage.
And this website, it is phenomenal. It has workbooks, it has little sheets that you can print out if you want your kids to color. It's called GreenQuest, and there's so much information. It goes on, just depending on what tab you click on, but you can learn about trees, you can learn about saving energy. There's tips that are indicative of what season we're in. It's a wonderful program, and it's a lot of fun just to get in there and see what's available.
Now, do viewers require a special code to?
Very good question.
Okay.
Thank you so much for asking that. When you very first go in, you will be prompted to set up a username and a password. So you've got to do that first, and then as you follow the GreenQuest link, and it's very user-friendly. I actually went into it first before coming on today because I wanted to make sure that it was user-friendly and that I could promote it with confidence, and I would like to say that yes, it's user-friendly, and I'm happy to promote it.
Good.
And so many people are asking me, what can I do at home? What can I do at home? So I just want to encourage you, the link that's coming up on your screen, to go to that, write it down and go to that and just see what you can find out. There's a plethora of information out there that can be used.
And this is a great opportunity.
Right, and it's keeping in with October being National Energy Awareness Month, and I know that all the parents want to promote that with their children because these kids, I'm telling you, when I'm in schools, they recognize me and they tell me what they're doing at school and how they're helping their teacher and what they're doing at home and helping mom and dad. It's great.
Well,
It's very
Sandy,
rewarding.
thank you so much for presenting this information to our
Yes.
viewers and giving them an opportunity to participate as well.
Yes.
Again, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And to you, our viewers, thank you for watching Spotlight on Education. And if you'd like to learn more about energy conservation, you're welcome to visit our website at www.troup.org. Until next time, make it a great day.